Yes, Vaishnavi also has the same doubt that Alia has asked. See, Alia and Vaishnavi have the doubt about MO diagram of H3 plus, that's a molecular ion. If they remain specific in their question, then that will be better for me while explaining. Yes, Alia or Vaishnavi, any specific doubt? Exactly what is not clear in that H3 plus molecular ion MO diagram? Okay, Alia is asking that the video is not clear. Means complete concept is not clear. Likewise, Alia's question may be. Vaishnavi, what's your question? Okay, same. So in short, I explained to you, two ways are there to understand H3 plus as a molecular ion and its MO diagram. Two ways are there. The first way, form H3 and then remove electron. You will get H3 plus. Second way, combine hydrogen, the molecule, that's H2 with H plus. H2 plus H plus. Answer is H3 plus. If I consider first way, then I need to consider H3 molecule first. H3 as a molecule first, which does not exist. But auxiliary or imaginary point of view, I need to consider that H3. Then I have to remove the electron from that H3 molecule to find or to get H3 plus. That's our first method. And in second method, already H2 molecule, we know H2 molecule, and in that we have to add H plus. The system will change, arrangement of orbitals will change. That we are what considering. So because of that different approaches, how do they come? They consider three hydrogens, 1, 2, 3. They are approaching linearly. If you consider linear approach, then one kind of energy level of the molecular orbitals you will find. And if you consider triangular approach means one hydrogen atom, second hydrogen atom, and third hydrogen atom. They are contributing to form a triangle. That's a triangular approach. Students, are you following these two approaches? Linear approach and triangular approach. Only two answers I found. Vaishnavi and Alia given the answer. What about others? Okay, fine. You are understanding the thing. Because of the triangle formation, energy level of the molecular orbitals changes. Now we have to decide what is true, what is the reality, whether there is a linear approach, linear structure, or whether there is a triangular structure. I want to ask you the question, what is covalent bond? Covalent bond is due to dash. While formation of covalent bond, what happens there? Basic question I am asking. What is covalent bond? During formation of covalent bond, dash occurs. Yes, Swapnali, sharing of electrons. Very good answer. Sharing of electrons. But to share the electrons, what should happen? When can electrons be shared? For sharing, one thing happen. One thing should happen. What is that? Okay, energy of the combining orbital should be same. But for sharing electrons, something should be there. What is that? Three essential conditions to form molecular orbitals that were discussed and in
interatomic link.
Right, Amisha. Atomic orbitals should overlap, means atoms should link. Yes, linkage, absolutely. The orbitals should overlap. Overlap means linkage will be there. If they have no overlap, one orbital, other orbital, we can't say it is a covalent bond. Proper approach should be there. Proper overlap should be there. Proper interaction should be there. Proper linking should be there. Then sharing of electrons will be there. So secret of covalent bond is sharing of the orbitals. And that sharing means overlap of the orbitals. Overlap, I hope you are understanding. Now answer for my question. This bond will be stronger if overlap is more or overlap is less. When will this covalent bond be stronger? By less overlap or strong overlap? Yes, Ismail, strong overlap give the strong bonding. Now we were with the two options. One linear approach to form H3 or H3 plus, and other triangular approach to form H3 or H3 plus. What do you think? In linear pattern arrangement, there is a more overlap of the orbitals, or in triangular arrangement, there is a more overlap. Okay, Alia is saying in linear approach, there is a more overlap. Vaishnavi is saying in linear approach, there is a more overlap. Yes, I want answer from others. If question is not clear, then ask me to repeat the question.
Sir, repeat the question.
Okay, Amisha. It is for all. Listen carefully. Two ways of formation of H3 I am discussing. one linear. So oneness orbital of central hydrogen, oneness orbital of left side hydrogen from your point of view, oneness orbital of right side hydrogen. So they are approaching linearly. It is one approach. Other triangular approach, oneness orbital of one hydrogen, the central. Here second hydrogen and third hydrogen. So in triangular manner, there is a strong overlap, more overlap, or in linear approach, there is a more overlap. That's my question, Amisha. I want answer from all.
Linear overlap.
Okay, Amisha had given answer linear overlap. I'm waiting for other answers. Poonam is saying triangular overlap. Muskan is saying triangular overlap. At least one more answer I want. Shruti is saying triangular overlap. Now think practical point of view. Don't give mechanical answers. Somewhere I only might have said sigma bonding, linear interaction, strong bond. So here you have to apply practically. Here sigma bonding only we are considering. S orbital is spherically symmetric, is a sphere, and to that sphere, other atom which is overlapping, let it come from this one direction. Say it is a right side direction of the sphere, or from bottom, or from angular. Anyway, let it come. Interaction will be linear in particular to them, with respect to them. So if I arrange one atom, central atom, and other to its perfect right side, there will be overlap. One central atom and other not perfectly to right side, but in angular way if it is approaching. Anyhow, line joining of 2 points is there. So for those two atoms, that's a linear approach. In case of p orbital, it's a directional orbital, but s orbital is not a directional. Therefore, I always emphasize on the applicability of the concept. In true sense, you think commonly how the interaction will be there. Means in carom, suppose if we consider the three pieces, one piece at center, second piece at the left side, third piece at the right side, in linear way you are arranging, is a one kind of arrangement. Carom pieces are hard one, so overlap is not there. But consider such a balls are there which can overlap. Other arrangement in the triangular way, one upside, second is to the down, third is to also down, but all three are touching. That is our triangular arrangement. So what you are thinking linear, no? So the central atom and the right side atom interaction is a one kind of interaction. Remember one extent of interaction. Other way, central atom and left side atom, there is also interaction. The second kind of interaction, one extent of interaction is there. So if I consider x is an extent of interaction, then here 2x will be the total extent of interaction when in linear way. But when you consider triangular way, this x is there. This also x, so 2x already is there. In addition to 2x, these two atoms which are also coming together, coming nearby, they are overlapping, orbitals are overlapping, electrons will be shared. So this is an advantageous overlap, additional overlap in triangular arrangement relative to linear arrangement. Is the imagination of linear and triangular orbitals clear to you?
Yes, sir, clear.
Good. See, only Amisha and Ali has answered. What about others? Good. It is clear to all. Now answer for my question which I asked previously. Where will be more overlap, in linear fashion arrangement or in triangular fashion arrangement? Yes. Now Alia, Swapnali, yes, they have changed answer. Triangular. Poonam has already given the answer. Triangular. Muskan also has given already answer. Triangular. Good. Vaishnavi, are you following? I think Vaishnavi is not there. Network issue maybe. Okay, she is there. Vaishnavi is not following. He is not understanding. See Vaishnavi, central atom, the left side atom and right side atom. Here interaction is x. Here interaction is x. So total interaction is what? 2x in linear arrangement. In triangular arrangement, how interaction is there? Is central atom and atom coming from bottom. Interaction is there. That also is equal to x. Let atom can come from any direction. Anyhow, oneness orbital of one atom and oneness orbital of other atom, they are interacting, they are overlapping. So interaction is x. Similarly, other atoms, left side down atom and central atom, this interaction also is x. In addition to that, the left side and right side, they also can interact. Actually, in true sense, wave functions are interacting. Here only for the sake of understanding purpose, I ask you to spatial imagination. Suppose if you consider water-like molecule, this approach from this side, this one, and these two atoms are not overlapping, as like maybe Vaishnavi is considering. Then interaction will be the same. But here we are considering wave functions. And wave function of one and wave function of other, they can interact, they can mingle. And because of that interaction, total interaction remains a different one. It depends which orbital we are considering. But for the sake of understanding, I said, there is a possibility of interaction. When they were far away, the interaction possibility was not there. When they come nearby, interaction possibility is there. Vaishnavi, are you following what I'm saying? If still no, then also say no. Okay, fine. So therefore what they did, they are considered triangular. This approach, whatever I said, is a non-scientific approach. In true sense, when you consider the energetics and distribution of electron, then you will understand why triangular is more stable. So this question answer you will find after explanation, and that is a more scientific. Let us consider both approaches. I don't know which is more stable. I want to prove it scientifically. That also I do. But in order to bring you to that level, just a ordinary imagination I ask you to consider. Now, one by one, linear approach. Peripheral hydrogens are there. Those two hydrogens. As per our basis of the molecular orbital theory, the peripheral hydrogens, surrounding hydrogens, they will form a group. Symmetry adopted linear combination. They will form a group. And that group will be with two possibilities. One, this hydrogen with wave function plus. This hydrogen has wave function plus, means like wave function possibility. And I will get new wave function called as psi1. Psi1 is a group orbital. See, molecular orbital is different. Group orbital is different. Atomic orbital is different. Group orbital is a mediator to form molecular orbital, yet the molecule is not formed. I am just asking to imagine the peripheral atoms and their interaction and possible ways of interaction. Positive and positive, negative and negative. So like wave function interaction. That's a psi1. And other possibility of group orbital is psi2. How? One is positive, other is negative. Or one is negative, other is positive. Unlike wave function. Therefore psi1 and psi2, these wave functions will be there. Where? In the group. So in the team of group, two players are there. One player is psi1 and other player is psi2. Students, are you following what I'm saying? Okay, good. That's Poonam, I repeat. In molecular orbital theory, what happens? We consider peripheral atoms. Peripheral means surrounding atoms. If I consider linear approach for hydrogen, then central atom is one. Other than central, peripheral atoms. So how many peripheral atoms are there? Two. So peripheral atom, say left side hydrogen, and peripheral atom, say right side hydrogen. These two hydrogens, wave functions, they will interact. How will they interact? Two possibilities are there. One, additive possibility, and other, subtractive possibility. One, both have same wave function, plus or minus. It's a one possibility of interaction, and we represent it as psi1. So that group orbital representation or understanding or label for that orbital, group orbital, is psi1. So psi1 is a one player present in the group, and second player present in the group is psi2. How psi2 can be obtained? Unlike wave functions. If one hydrogen has positive function, other hydrogen will be with negative function. Again, I repeat, these are the peripheral hydrogens. If this one hydrogen negative function, other will be with positive. It's unlike wave functions will be there. So such two players are there in group orbitals. Is it clear, Poonam? Okay. Now central atom is a one team. You are saying only one atom. Okay, let it be. Only one player, let it be. And the central atom has one orbital. That's a oneness orbital. Of course, psi1 and psi2 are obtained from oneness orbitals of hydrogen only. But now we are representing them differently. So in one team, two players are there. And in other team, that's a central atom, only one orbital is there. Orbital is a team. Oneness orbital, oneness player. And that oneness orbital, if you consider, it is spherically symmetric. Throughout the sphere, there will be positive charge or negative charge. I repeat, for oneness orbital, there is only one S spherical orbital or the only one S spherical arrangement, and two possibilities are there. One positive and other is negative. But player is only one. Arrangement of player is different, but player is only one. That's a central 1s orbital. Are you following what I'm saying? Yes. And wave function also positive and negative, no? So positive, negative is two possibilities. Only one coin, that's a 1s, but plus and minus possibility. And other were psi1 and psi2. Out of these two players in the team of group orbitals, only one player is suitable to overlap. Only one player is suitable to interact. And that player is none other than psi1. Why? I explained that. Time being, remember that. Out of the two players, psi1 and psi2, only one player is interacting with oneness orbital of hydrogen, that is psi1, because it is symmetric. Symmetry of both psi1 and psi2 is same. Students, at least partly you are understanding, because in deep I am not going. At least partly you are getting the point. Okay, Ali, I repeat, and for others also. I told you two players are there from peripheral hydrogens or group orbitals of hydrogen. Out of those two, only one player is suitable. Only one player interacts, and that player is none other than psi1. Psi1 is a group orbital and one player. Are you understanding this, Alia? Okay, fine. Now, how interaction is possible? During interaction also, two possibilities. One, additive interaction and subtractive interaction. Both we have to consider. Time being consider, I am considering group orbital psi1 plus and plus is our psi1 group. And central atom, what should be the wave function of central atom, central 1s orbital, so that there will be addition. Two possibilities, addition and subtraction, bonding and anti-bonding I want. So addition will be there. Result I am saying. To get that result, what should be the wave function of central atom? Is my question clear? I repeat, pay attention clearly. Group orbital, I am considering one orbital, say psi1, and this hydrogen has plus wave function. This hydrogen has plus wave function. Now I want to know from you what should be the wave function of central hydrogen. What should be the wave function of oneness orbital of central hydrogen? To find result of addition, I want to consider addition. For addition purpose, what should be the wave function of central hydrogen? Plus or minus? That's my question. Okay, Alia is saying plus, Rishikesh is saying plus, Shruti is saying plus, Muskan saying plus. Yes. So there will be addition. The one possibility of formation of molecular orbital, additive interaction. So due to which I will get one orbital, that is bonding orbital, and is represented as 1 sigma. Three atoms are interacting, but we are understanding them as a group and one central atom. Group and central interact to produce one lower hydrogen, lower molecular orbital. That's a 1 sigma. Because of addition, attraction is there, so energy will be low. Energy less compared to original atomic orbitals. If I consider addition, then I need to consider subtraction. Now again I ask you the question. Group orbitals, positive, positive. What should be the sign, what should be the wave function of central atom, so that result will be subtraction, result will be repulsion, result will be anti-bonding molecular orbital? What should be the wave function? Rishikesh is saying minus, Muskan is saying minus, Vaishnavi is saying minus. Yes, minus. So if central atom is minus and peripheral plus, then there will be what? Subtraction of wave functions or repulsion. So what will be the result? Bonding orbital or anti-bonding orbital? Yes, result will be anti-bonding orbital, and that we labeled as 3 sigma. Now question you will be with, where is 2 sigma? Yes, I am coming to that. So now result is 1 sigma, that's a bonding orbital. Then in between one orbital is there, we say 2 sigma, but I am coming to that point. And other is what? The 3 sigma. So here whatever the possibilities of central hydrogen are there, which possibilities are there? It can be with positive wave function or it can be with negative wave function. All possibilities are tested here. So there is no suitable orbital or wave function left from central hydrogen to interact with group. So it is the absence of suitable orbital from central hydrogen. But in the team of group orbitals, 2 players are there. One player, psi1, already we have discussed, already it has interacted and produced a 1 sigma and 3 sigma as a molecular orbitals. Now second player is there named psi2, and that psi2 has no other player to interact. Now I want to know answer from you. If no other competitor is there, no other player is there for interaction, no other suitable energy level, suitable orbital is available for interaction, then what will happen for that orbital? Yes, no suitable interaction, then what will happen? or no proper interaction or equal positive and negative interaction, then what will happen for that orbital? That orbital will remain exactly, Muskan, non-bonding. So that psi 2, second player from the group orbitals, will remain non-bonding. Non-bonding means its energy will be same as like the parent hydrogens or as like the group hydrogens, means 1s orbital of hydrogen. So that non-bonding orbital, its energy is higher than 1 sigma, means higher than bonding orbital, and lower than 3 sigma, means it is lower than anti-bonding orbital, and that orbital is called 2 sigma orbital. This is a linear approach. 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma. Now how many electrons are there in H3 plus? In H3 plus, 2 electrons are there. How can you distribute those 2 electrons? First electron in lower orbital, that's the 1 sigma. Second electron also in that lower orbital, but in pairing manner. And in 2 sigma, no electron. 3 sigma, no electron. So bond order is 1. It is our linear H3 plus, which is not the reality. If I talk about H3, then that third electron will go in the non-bonding orbital. That's a 2 sigma. Is this first method, first approach clear? That's the linear approach. Good, good. Now for triangular approach, you need to consider as a base linear approach. And from linear, we are forming triangular. When we consider linear arrangement, answer for my question, what is this bond angle? What is separation? What is angular separation? 180 degree. Yes, Alia, Rishikesh, 180 degree. And when triangular remains, then angular separation remains 60 degree. So from 180 degree angular separation, we are moving that molecule to 60 degree angular separation. And because of that change in angular separation, energetics will change. How will it change? One by one. Let us consider 1 sigma orbital. How was that 1 sigma orbital produced? Group orbital, positive, positive. Central orbital, positive, 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 positive. All three are with same wave function. That is our 1 sigma orbital. From that 1 sigma linear orbital, I want to obtain triangular orbital. So what I need to do, the orbitals or wave functions which are there at periphery, I have to bend them, I have to stress them, I have to press them, so that these 2 hydrogens, peripheral hydrogens, they will come nearby. Students, are you understanding this imagination? To convert from linear to triangular, we have to press that peripheral hydrogens. Yes, as you press those peripheral hydrogens, now what will happen? For that, the sign distribution, wave function distribution is very important. Positive, positive, positive was the wave function. So when linear was there, this peripheral positive, this positive, they were away from each other, no interaction. But because of triangular arrangement, now this positive and this other side positive, they could see each other. Even if they could see, they came nearby, no? If positive came nearby, attraction will be there. I'm talking from wave function point of view. Positive function, attraction. And if you see other attraction, this peripheral hydrogen and central, it was same as was in linear. This peripheral hydrogen central, it was same as was linear. In addition to previous attraction, previous interaction, where linear approach was there, in triangular approach, this new interaction is there. And this new interaction is additive interaction. Now answer for my question. Because of this new interaction, because of this additional interaction, energy of that molecular orbital, energy of 1 sigma will increase or decrease? Yes, Alia, Muskan has given the correct answer. Rishikesh, yes, energy will decrease. So 1 sigma orbital relative to linear approach, now energy will decrease. So if I consider here 180 degree separation, this is 1 sigma orbital, its energy will decrease as I come to 60 degree angular separation. So 1s orbital will decrease in energy. Now what will happen for the 3 sigma orbital, anti-bonding orbital? That let us see. 3 sigma orbital, how is produced now? Central atom, negative. Peripheral atom, positive. Other peripheral atom, positive. Positive, positive, and central is negative. Positive, positive, central is negative. This approach was there in 3 sigma. Now, while converting from linear to triangular, these positive wave functions, if I bring, because of psi1 approach, no, I have to press them, I have to bend it. And if I bend it, then this positive will come nearby. Compared to previous interaction, previously what was happening in linear approach? Positive and negative, there was repulsion. This negative and positive, there was repulsion. Because of that, 3 sigma was of higher energy orbital, antibonding orbital. But in that antibonding orbital, due to bending, due to change in the shape, due to change in the angular separation, this positive and positive came nearby. Now I want answer from you. By converting that linear to triangular arrangement, 3 sigma orbital will increase in energy or will decrease in energy? See, positive approach and positive approach have come together, Alia. Positive wave functions came together nearby. Then attraction will be there, repulsion will be there. Relatively, yes, attraction, the energy will be high or low. If attraction, the energy will decrease or increase, Alia. Yes, Rishikesh, absolutely. Yes, Alia. Now you are right. Energy will decrease. So now new energetics you will find. 3 sigma orbital will decrease in energy. Think about now the second orbital. That's a 2 sigma orbital. That 2 sigma orbital was a non-bonding orbital because no proper friend was there to combine. How is it 2 sigma orbital? 2 sigma orbital means one wave function is positive, other wave function is negative. Peripheral hydrogens and central wave function absent. That is our 2 sigma. But approach is same for both. From linear, we have to convert to triangular. So if I bend this and if I make it triangular, that 2 sigma, which was non-bonding orbital, because of change in the shape, change in the structure, now there will be attraction compared relatively. Attraction will develop or repulsion will develop because of this. Because wave function basically was psi 2. Psi 2 orbital, because of bending, its energy will increase or decrease. Is my question clear? Okay, I repeat. Yes, Alia is saying that question is not clear. Muskan also saying not clear. I repeat. I am considering 2 sigma orbital. How is that 2 sigma orbital? 2 sigma orbital is just the group orbital from hydrogen. It's a psi 2. No friend is there from that other party to combine. So it was non-bonding. How is that psi 2? Psi 2 is obtained by opposite interaction. One is positive, other is negative. This is our psi 2. Central atom is absent there in psi 2. And that was our central orbital. That's a 2 sigma or middle orbital. About that 2 sigma orbital we are talking about is a linear arrangement. From linear, I have to change to triangular. So if I bend those 2 hydrogens, peripheral hydrogens, from where group was obtained, because of that, what will happen? These wave functions, which were away from each other, because of triangular arrangement, because of bending, they will come near. Who is coming near? Positive and negative are coming near. Positive wave function, negative wave functions are coming close. Because of this situation, energy of 2 sigma orbital in triangular arrangement relatively will increase or decrease. Absolutely, Muskan, Rishikesh, Alia, energy will increase. I hope concept is clear to others. If not, repeat the video and the concept will be what clear. Even if not, again ask me. I will make it clear one more time. So what is the reality now? 1 sigma orbital will decrease in energy. 2 sigma orbital will increase in energy. 3 sigma orbital will decrease in energy. Increase of 2 sigma and decrease of 3 sigma is in such a way, statistical point of view, in reality point of view, that both orbital remain degenerate. Increase and decrease are to same extent, to same amount. So those orbitals, 2 sigma and 3 sigma, remain degenerate. Degenerate means are of the same energy level. Previously, what was the energy sequence? 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma. Now, what will the energy sequence? 1 sigma followed by 2 sigma and 3 sigma. This is a new energy sequence. And it is there in triangular arrangement. In this triangular arrangement, again, I have to distribute electrons. If I consider H3 plus means 2 electrons, and those 2 electrons will go in bonding orbital. Which is the bonding orbital? 1 sigma orbital. Over. Now question you will be with, what's the difference? In linear approach also 2 electrons went in the 1 sigma, and in triangular approach also 2 electrons went in the 1 sigma. So both should be the same energy. No, energetics is different. Though in both arrangements, linear and triangular, in case of H3 plus, listen carefully. In case of H3 plus, where 2 electrons are there, those 2 electrons are entering in 1 sigma orbital. But energetics is different. Now answer my question. Entry of 2 electrons in 1 sigma of linear is stable, or entry of electron in 1 sigma of triangular is more stable? Who is more stable? Linear or triangular? Stability depends on energy. Yes, can you answer? Yes, Alia is saying triangular. Muskan also is saying triangular. Yes. So because of those two electron in the stable 1 sigma orbital in triangular arrangement, now answer for the question asked by Vaishnavi is more scientific. Triangular arrangement is more stable. Therefore, that triangular arrangement is understood for the H3 plus, and therefore explanation is accordingly. Reason is this, and this change in energetics we can explain by means of one correlation called as Walsh correlation, Walsh diagram. With the help of that, energetics will be more clear. So in H3 plus, arrangement is triangular. Reason is whoever two electrons are the H3 plus, they are entering in 1 sigma orbital. Let it is linear approach or triangular approach. But 1 sigma orbital of triangular arrangement is lower, is stable. Because of that, it will give more stability if electrons are entering in that orbital. Therefore, triangular arrangement is preferred. Triangular arrangement is there. Other additional explanation, because of the triangular arrangement, the resonance, the distribution of electrons, whoever two electrons are there, whatever the property of two electron is there, that is willingly shared by all three, because their approach is there. They can share, delocalization may possible. But when linear approach remain, such sharing is difficult. Because of that resonating phenomenon, delocalization phenomenon, again H3 plus is triangular. It's the second support for the question that I asked at the beginning I had given to you. So we started our discussion by asking the question to ourselves, who can be more stable? Triangular. But that was a rough conclusion. Scientifically, we concluded, let us consider both approaches, linear and triangular. First, we consider linear. We established orbitals. Then we apply Walsh correlation and we established molecular orbitals for H3 plus. Then we come to know that triangular is more stable. So MO diagram for H3 plus you need to draw. Distribution of electrons you need to understand. Bond order you need to understand. There's only one bond, but 3 atoms are there. There are 2 electrons, but 3 atoms are there, and those satisfactory will be arranged in triangular way. Is it clear to all now what I discussed today? Yes. Alia and Vaishnavi, you were with the question. Had I given the answer for your question? Okay, Alia is saying yes. Vaishnavi also is saying yes. Okay, very good. Actually, I wanted to start we started that. We're going to continue the analytical chemistry, but doesn't matter. In short, I give you the future aspects of the analytical approach. Only short portion is left and you can prepare that. Only few days are left with us to complete our syllabus. So shall I go to analytical chemistry now? Few minutes I'll work. Yes, Ismail saying yes. What about others? Okay, I'll not take more time. The 5 minutes. Pay attention now. I share the screen first so that you will come to know what exactly we need to study. I hope you could see the screen now. Yes, now unmute and talk. Can you read the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, we have to cover this sampling portion now. And that is our day-to-day practice. Introduction about that already I had given. In the first portion, we are studying purpose, significance, and difficulties encountered in sampling. Sampling is a very, very important step in chemical analysis. If sampling is wrong, what are the investment you are doing for the analysis will be waste. About solid samples, discussion will do later on. Then liquid samples, and then gaseous samples. Today I want to cover this fastly. Then afterwards you read that and the concept will be the more clear. What is the purpose of the sampling? See, data remains large in statistics or in chemistry. A material that we have to analyze can be the very large. Means if we have to analyze the water from the river, say Curly River, then too much water is there. Even if we consider say Dhamapur Dam, water from the Dhamapur Dam, too much water is there. Will we analyze it completely? It is not possible and not needed also. When you go in the pathological laboratory and you give your blood for the testing, do you give the complete blood for testing? Not needed at all and is not worth. So little quantity is what sufficient. So what is that little quantity? When can we take that quantity? Depending upon the quality and distribution in that matter, a sampling of it. Sampling is used for testing. Chemistry means we are going to test. So for testing, we need such a small portion which is a representative of the large portion. So sampling is a method. Sampling is a way by which we can get a small region, small portion, which is a representation of the universe. Universe means from chemistry point of view, a large entity. Is that purpose clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, significance of the sampling, importance of the sampling. If sample is proper, then your prediction about that matter or your conclusion about that matter will be the proper, will be the perfect. Means, suppose if you have one industry and you are manufacturing iron, then to prepare or that form that iron, you need ore, you need soil. So any soil you will not take. You will take that soil, you will take that mineral where there is more quantity of iron, that is we say as ore. But that ore distribution in that soil also matters. Reddy is one region, or nearby you will find many regions are there where somewhere bauxite is in good quantity, somewhere the hematite is in good quantity, means iron ore is in good quantity. But that rocks, such rocks, how far are they distributed? That also matters. Otherwise, while sampling, I have tested that rock where iron is more possible, and while collecting that the soil or getting that mineral in dumpers or in wagons, I am getting that, and I brought the soil which is in less quantity of iron. Then my complete investment to prepare that iron will be not affordable, will be not efficient. Cost concern point of view, lot of loss will be there. So from economics point of view, sampling is very, very important. Therefore, industrialists do pay for you, means in quality control or testing in production laboratory. You have to test the samples. So for that testing the samples, you have to collect the sample properly. So that's the importance of the sampling. Means complete economy of the industry depends upon the proper sampling. If that sampling is wrong, how far the correctness is or the proper analysis may be, result will be the fatal or the misguiding. Is that second point of significance at least idea clear to you?
Yes, sir.
I am getting only one reply. Yes, is it clear? See, I could not read it. I am presenting now, no? So I could not see the screen in the chat box if you are giving answer there.
Clear. Clear.
Okay, okay. Now the third point in short, I explained. Difficulties encountered in sampling. I said it is a very, very important job. Difficulties because the distribution doesn't remain uniform. The rocks where iron is there, that may not be uniformly available or they will not be uniform. But we want representation, we want representative sample. If you see a tanker where if any adulterant is there or any other liquid is there, tanker of petrol or diesel, and if other liquid may possible there, and that liquid is not miscible, then how can take a sample? Suppose if that petrol or diesel is there is upside, then if you take only upside sample, then proper judgment for that matter you will not get. However, adulteration is there, that you will not find. So for that mixing is necessary, thorough mixing is necessary. So uniform distribution remains what the problem in what the sampling, and choosing wisely from which portion we have to collect that data is very important. I mean, suppose if any industry is there and the sewage water of that industry goes directly to it should not go actually anywhere, but it is a reality. Sometimes it goes to the river. If it is going to the river, then from if the mercury or lead, such toxic contaminants are there in the sewage, and if I want to see the contamination happen in the river, then from which portion to what the take the sample? When was effluent departed? Otherwise, they have sent that effluent at night and it is mixed in otherwhere. And next day, afternoon session, you went and you are taking a sample, then that sampling will be different. So to study that when that effluent went or when that contamination happened there, and in case if it is thrown there, then where up to where it can be reached, that understanding you have to get. So it is not the easy task. Let you take liquid sampling, let you take gaseous sampling, let you take solid sampling. So it needs some kind of expertise. Now this highway construction is there. Nearly it is completed. There also, if they construct, they take the sample. But from where to take the sample, which sample of which depth to take, it needs wisdom for that. So to have that wisdom, experience is necessary, or that much study is what necessary. So that's the difficulty of getting what the sampling or getting the proper sample. Is that portion clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So as a assignment, as a work, what I want, you have to prepare the notes. I will give the study material. You read that, and if questions are there, you can what ask later on. But you have to prepare the notes of that. Will it be possible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, fine. So that I wanted to cover. So in few minutes I was covered, but you prepared. Little time only I had given, but by reading you will understand. If further questions are there, we are there for the discussion. Yes. Shall we stop today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. Then I stop the recording.